Greetings, film fans. I'm John Campia, senior editor of AMC Movie News. Well, last week we learned that Disney had purchased Lucasfilm and is planning on bringing us Star Wars Episode 7 in 2015. This obviously has a lot of us extremely excited, and people have been taking to the internet in droves to passionately express who they think should direct the next Star Wars movie. Some names are great, some names are not so great and really don't make any sense. So I thought I'd take some time today to run down for you the top 5 directors who you should and 5 popular directors who you should not have on your Star Wars director wish list. Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the top 5 directors who you should have on your Star Wars wish list. To see the video where I lay out the top 5 popular directors that you should not have on your Star Wars directing wish list, just go to the link that you see below. For now, here are your top 5 directors for the next Star Wars film. Starting at number 5, Joe Johnston. Johnston not only began his career as a concept artist and effects technician on the first Star Wars film, but he also provided the final designs for Star Wars characters Yoda and Boba Fett. Yes, Johnston may have directed a few duds, but he's also done some really special films, not the least of which is the 2011 film Captain America, which led directly into the first Avengers film. The way Joe handled these incredible characters and the style in which he told his narrative all tells me that he'd be a magnificent fit for a new Star Wars chapter. And the fact that he already has a loose connection with Disney suggests his name could very well be a realistic one as well. At number 4, the great Kenneth Branagh, one of the most respected artists in the business today. Branagh is not only a wonderful director, but a world elite level thespian who showed the world that his directing chops were not just limited to the world of Shakespeare when he did a masterful job helming the Marvel film Thor. What makes him fascinating, at least to me, is the fact that the Star Wars saga always seems structured like a Shakespearean story and had similar archetypes as well, which is probably one of the reasons Thor felt so familiar to me. His style would be a wonderful fit for the Star Wars universe, and like Johnston, his loose connection to Disney makes him a pretty realistic possibility as well. At number 3, Brad Bird. The first obvious point about Bird is his strong ties to the world of Disney, having directed the phenomenally successful The Incredibles and Ratatouille, both films ending up being the #1 critically rated films of their respective years. Bird also transitioned to the world of live action with the smash hit Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol, showing off his keen eye for action and hero-type story development. Considering the world of Star Wars is so visual effects and CGI heavy, a director like Bird who understands the world of computer animation so intimately and has great success in live action at the same time makes him a valuable commodity. At number 2, Andrew Stanton. Much like Brad Bird, Stanton has Disney DNA in his veins, having directed the massively successful A Bug's Life, Finding Nemo, and WALL-E, and has written films like Toy Story 2, Monsters, Inc., and the story for Toy Story 3. Stanton also directed the recent Disney film John Carter, which lost Disney a lot of money, but not through any fault of Stanton's. John Carter is a beautiful and fun sci-fi adventure film whose marketing simply left most potential audience members having no idea what the film was all about. John Carter embodies that cinematic space opera feel to it, much like Star Wars, and I believe sets Stanton up to be an almost perfect choice to continue on the Star Wars saga. And finally, at number 1, Steven Spielberg. Without question, one of the greatest directors of all time, having won the Best Director Oscar twice for Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan, and being nominated 8 other times. Some of his films are considered amongst the greatest of all time and absolute classics like Jaws, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, E.T., and many others. Spielberg also has a unique understanding and close relationship with the Star Wars universe, having such a well-documented and close friendship with George Lucas, and even having directed segments of the last Star Wars film, Revenge of the Sith. Any way you look at it, Spielberg is a logical and perfect choice to carry on the next chapter of the Star Wars universe. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 picks to direct the next Star Wars film, Star Wars Episode 7. So hit the like button and jump down into the comments section to let me know what you think. How would your list look? And while you're at it, make sure to hit the subscribe button to subscribe to our AMC YouTube page. Thanks very much for joining me. My name's John Campia for AMC Movie News.